Just gonna zoom back out. Oh. There we go. And I'm, of course, out here on my little deck. These are Tahitian daffodils. And that's what they look like when they open. Quite lovely. You can see right there is one that I had cut off. That was actually a regular daffodil that had been accidentally ended up in the box. The rest of them are all, from what I can tell, Tahitians, which is really cool. Next to it, right here, in with this is my blushing red tulips. So that's what those are going to be when they grow up. And then next to it, in this thing here, is crocuses, which have already died back, Dutch dwarf irises, which have already, the flowers have already died back, and there's also purple tulips coming up. You can just see one of them right there, just in the corner there. Those two big red pots are potatoes. I've got purple, and I mean they're completely purple all the way through there, and red potatoes there. Yes, I have milk jugs and bottles as miniature greenhouses on some of these. This is a pair of elephant ears, which will end up in that pot once they've sprouted. This is a raspberry. This is a blueberry. This one's a strawberry. And then this one is a pair of white lacy daffodils. This is where I had my coleus, and it looks like some of them are growing back in. This is my spinach, and yes, I made this. It's a shell on a stick, and it's a spinach. And then above it is microgreens. And then above that are my itty-bitty little morning glories, which are just starting to come up. And then I've got my lavender and purple bearded irises from a friend of mine. Thank you, Robo. And that's my red snapdragons, gorgeous red snapdragons. And then below that, the one in the middle is rosemary, and the two on either side are basil. And yes, I have a little marker stone in these, as well as that. Same with these here. You can see the marker stone. You can see they're starting to come up right there. So some of them have these on them, some of them don't. Of course, my son's mint down there, protected, and that's my original. I originally had two bleeding hearts. That's the only one of the two that survived. The other one, the root rotted out really bad, and so I ended up, and it was in this pot. So this has bearded irises in it now, and they're coming up quite nicely. My two pots here. Oh, we have a hole. Fill that back in. So I have these two strawberry pots that has bleeding hearts. This one has not come up yet, but this one obviously is doing quite well. I had a cover on it, and so now it's come up enough that I can pull the cover off. The other one hasn't come up yet. I don't know if it will. There's my dark eyes trailing fuchsias. They have not come in yet, but they're working on it. Then I got my cilantro and my lavender. This is a purple. This is one of two purple calla lilies that I got. They were in one pot, and that one was sitting underneath the other one and struggling. So I've got it in there. It's recovering. This poor thing was left on a friend's doorstep, and it's a begonia, and so it's kind of struggling a little bit. So I'm trying to revive it, the poor thing, and of course these two here. And this is the other purple calla lily. This is the one that was sitting on top of the other one. And then of course my white calla lilies are starting to come back in. And my purple shamrocks are there. They haven't come back up yet. But my green ones are starting to sprout. So hopefully those will sprout here before too long. My voice is a little hoarse today, apparently. I'm having some tea, and what I'm having, Republic of Tea has some really cool exclusive collections. They've had a number of Downton Abbey teas, and I have every single one of them because they're really good. This one is from Boba Fett. This is the Elite Black Tea, which is black tea with natural cherry and vanilla. So that's the one that I've got in my tea, steeping in my teacup over here. And then with it, in this neat little box, is the legendary green chai with Boba Fett on the front. And then the other set, my mother ordered these for me because she was ordering some tea, and she got these for me, and I, of course, paid for them. But this is the child green tea, and let's see if I can get it. Yeah, the mysterious black tea from The Mandalorian. So, being a long-time Star Wars fan, since I was, knee-high to a pony, and loving tea as much as I do, this is a muffin. It's a blueberry, I think it's a blueberry lemon. I can smell some lemon in there. My mother made, and I heated up. But these are some of the teas. The three I don't have is this one and these two, which I will be ordering next month. But I have these two. These two are in that box there. And then I have, of course, these two, which came in that box. And they come in their own neat little box. Once the tins are empty, the tins will stay in these cool boxes. They also have Bridgerton teas. My mother got some of those and is really enjoying those. So I'm gonna be trying some of this because this sounds really yummy. That is good. For those who don't know, this is for tea. This is for squeezing the tea bags to get the rest of the liquid out. So you pick it up with this, and then the pressure on this squeezes the tea bag so that all of the liquid goes into the cup. But I'm going to try a sip of this real quick. That is good. That is really good. And that's the Elite Black Tea. It's not overpowering. Yeah, it's definitely a black tea. So it's a little bit richer. And I can taste this. The cherry and the vanilla is not overpowering. It's actually quite subtle. But it's there. You can definitely taste it on your tongue. And so, yeah. And I cut these. I don't tear them off. Some people tear them off. But I frequently will put a label on the top because of where I keep most of my teas is in a drawer, and so they sit, so you can only see the tops. So I I have these computer labels, self-sticking. So I cut a little piece off and I write down what it is and I stick it there. And then on the bottom, I put the same thing and it says it empty. So that when the tea tin is empty, I flip it upside down and I can tell at a glance, oh, that one's empty. What is that? And then I can order more. But yeah. And then, of course, my mother loves cooking, likes to bake and make stuff, and so she does this a lot. She does like muffins and cookies and cakes and pies and various things. It actually goes really good with the tea. I'm glad I chose that one. Out of the 4. Let's see, does this say what these are? No. It doesn't say what's in them. But I can show you the Boba Fett one. It's a legendary green. Doo-doo-doo. Green tea with ginger root, cinnamon, cardamom seeds, almond, and cinnamon flavors. So, yeah, they literally have everything tea. And they're not kidding. It's not just tea, and you can get tea that's in the tea bags. You can get exclusive collections like this. You can get, they have loose leaf teas, they have tea pearls, they have sweeteners, they have what they call sipware, which is your mugs and infusers and teapots and that kind of thing. And at one point they had literally everything that you needed to do a traditional Japanese tea ceremony. It's wild. So if you like tea, and it's really, really good. Everything is fair trade, organic, non-GMO, really good stuff. So this is, and it's very fresh tasting. This one is black tea from Africa, South India, Indonesia, Sri Lanka, and Darjeeling. So it's a blend of black teas, which I've seen they have a couple of different versions of that. But yeah, this is the mysterious black tea. And then the child, aka Grogu, is actually his name. Yes, I'm a nerd. Green tea, natural honey flavor, linden blossoms, eleuthero, and Panax ginseng. I have no idea, but it sounds yummy. And there's little Grogu. He's so cute. And there's Mando. So yeah, and that's what I've got, and I'm going to be trying those out over the next few days. But yeah, I'm going to grab my tea bag out of here. There we go. And you just set it right there. And that's what that's for. Yummy. So I'm enjoying a nice, modest afternoon, evening, early evening. It's probably about 4 or 5. Neighbors are being noisy over there. But, yeah, just a kind of quiet evening, early evening. My cat's inside. He decided to, he wanted to stay inside, so, but yeah. Tahitian daffodils. I've never seen these before. I found these over at the store, and I was like, ooh, those look pretty, because I saw that picture on the box. So, and since next door is being loud, I'm going to go ahead and end this here. Get a nice, end it on a nice shot of the very first of my Tahitian daffodils to open. Have a good one.